What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional, man. And we're going through the book of John. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening, man. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries, where we're trying to help you trust in Jesus more every day, whether it's for the first time for salvation into the kingdom of God, or if it's just every day as we are trying to navigate the things of life, but placing more of each and every aspect of trust of our lives in trust to Him. So we are in John chapter 19 verses 31. John chapter 19 verse 31. We've got a section here that we're going to talk about, and it's got a lot of implications, but some of the stuff that we talk about is in the later verses that will help to understand some of the earlier verses. So we will go over that, and I'll explain it when we get to it. So, but today we're on just 31. We got some good stuff jumping here. So if you haven't read it yet, go ahead and check it out. See what it has to say. Come back. We're going to answer these questions. If you already have read it, man, let's jump in, man. So what we've got here going on, what's happening? That's the first question. Is what's happening in the scriptures, man. Well, it says that the Jews or the ruling elite or the high priest, the controlling aspect of the Jewish people, they go and ask Pilate if they could go ahead and take those bodies down. And the reason they do this is because of a couple of things. One is defilement. They said it was the great day of the Sabbath, and they are not to have all this stuff up during the Sabbath time. But one other thing, though, is that it is not just a Sabbath, it's the great Sabbath, the Sabbath of the Passover. And because of this, they want to make sure that they're not defiled. And if you leave a body up, it says, and I believe it's in Exodus, that it will pollute the place where they are. If they leave a body up and it to rot or to die without having it buried immediately, then it brings a curse upon the land. And they don't want that. We've seen earlier the means by which they would go to in order to keep themselves pure. They wouldn't even step into the home of Pilate to discuss the things of Jesus because they wanted to remain ritually pure. And so this great feast that's coming up is causing them to put into action a request to Pilate. And the thing about it is actually Pilate does it, right? We're about to see that is Pilate is going to do it. So what does this say about God? Well, first off, when we look at it in this aspect, and I'm going to explain a little bit further because it's hard to find something in God in this one where it's saying that we can see that He's actually a man because He's dead. That God is fully 100% human. He's dead. And they want to take His body down off the cross. So back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking about way back in the day, talking about the time of when this was written, is that a lot of people didn't believe that Jesus was actually man. So today it's quite different. We think that Jesus was not actually God. I don't think this, but this is what the world will say, is that Jesus is not actually God, but He was only a man. But in the past, it was that Jesus was not man. He was only God. And so dying, Him being dead, clearly defines Him as human. And He needs to be human in order for us to find salvation, because it is His sacrifice like us, being sacrificed like us, is what gives us justification for our sin. But saying all of that, saying that He is human, He is dead, He also is the purification for sin. So He is human being, and He has died, and in that death, being human and God, He is the purification for sin. And I'm explaining a little further as we go into what does this say about humankind. Well, what this says about humankind is it's such an irony that John writes these things, because the Jews are taking the body of Jesus off of the cross so that it will not defile the land, because they want to remain pure, ritually pure. But the thing is that as Jesus has died upon this cross and his body being ripped of life doesn't defile the land, doesn't curse the land, but makes the land pure. Makes those who look upon him pure. Makes those who seek him and believe in this sacrifice holy. That's what's so insane about this. And it is, what it's saying about man is that we try and justify and do everything that we can to keep ourselves pure. We seek to act or to live or to speak or to gather around certain people, things, places so that we might make ourselves better. That's what we do. When in actuality, the only way that we can find fulfillment, hope, peace, and purity is through the sacrifice of Jesus. Through the sacrifice of Jesus. So how do we apply these truths to our lives, man? I think what we should know is to give up, stop the fight, wave the white flag. No longer should we seek to find justification, fulfillment, worthiness, whatever it is, man, especially forgiveness and hope and reuniting with God. It cannot be found by our own means. It can only be found through Jesus, the sacrifice. So whatever you're doing to try and get yourself to heaven, whatever you're doing to try and attain some kind of goodness in this world, stop it. The only way we can find that is through Jesus. And when we find Jesus, then we can walk out in Ephesians it says that he has good works for us to walk in. Then we can walk out those good works. It starts with Christ. We can't find purity, we can't find holiness on our own. It starts with Christ. And I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.